us more about yourself and what you do.
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me here today. My name is Ibrahim Mohamed. I am a civil engineer by profession. I am also a youth advocate that is beyond my professional career. And I am a board member in several organizations, including Mandri Motivational Group. Also, I founded Great Minds and other organizations, of course.
Where did you grow up and how was your childhood like?
Okay, I grew up in Old Town. Old Town is just right here. And Old Town has a lot of potential. There's a lot to uncover from Old Town. And my childhood has been quite interesting, per se. And I've seen a lot of things in Old Town, particularly with the potential that Old Town has from its people. According to the data that I had taken back in 2020, I was meant to understand that there's a lot of potential and a lot of career paths that many of the youth are having. But the chances of these young people to explore these opportunities are quite limited. So the opportunities are there, but now exploring them is quite limited. So hence I decided, I took an initiative to start several other initiatives, and along the way I founded Great Minds Initiative, which focuses mainly on youth empowerment.
How would you describe your personality and who's your role model?
Personally, my personality is based on my father. My father has been a great role model to me. My father is a very hardworking person. He's very kind. He's very honest, and I grew to get those values from him. So he got to instill all the values, and it led me to become who I am today. I can describe myself as an interesting person. I am a passionate person. I am a loving person, and most importantly, I'm also an honest person. Okay, I've learned the hard way of life, exploring all the possibilities of saying no to people. Actually, there are interesting ways on how you can say no without actually saying no, and I have learned sometimes to focus on my like looking at my self-interest, rather than if something that will make me uncomfortable. I would rather say no 100 times than just saying a yes just to please someone else, and then maybe it affects me. So I've learned how to differentiate and associate the no and the yes at the right time, using them appropriately depending on the type of situation that I'm in.
Do you set realistic expectations for yourself?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Because let's say right now, my objective, actually what I envision is to see young people achieve their dreams, and unlock their full maximum potential that they can have in this society, making an impact to the society at large. And if that is what I'm seeing, and that is what I am expecting to achieve, I think they are realistic enough for me to do them. And one thing that I believe firmly is that as human beings, we are more than capable of achieving whatever we want to achieve. If I know where I want to go, that particular road that I'm targeting is what you can take me there. And I also believe in the ability of human beings, and I also believe in the ability of myself. I believe if I aim at the stars, I'll either my options are very clear. Either I reach the stars or I reach somewhere near the stars, because we are only limited as human beings. I think we're only limited by our brain and our mind, because if we set our target and if we set our minds into something, we're able to achieve it. What is just between where we want to go and where we are right now is just setting the right attitude and the right mindset to reach there. So I am setting realistic goals, of course. And if I also mention a few things that I've been able to achieve right now, most of the times, as Old Town people, as Coast Region people, there is that there's that feeling, or rather there is that people get to assume that these people from the coast are very lazy and they're not able to achieve anything in their lives. They're just relaxed and are comfortable where they are, because most of the time you see people having to sit at the comfort zone where we are right now in Mombasa. And I've proven to be a resilient person. I went to study at the countryside. Actually, as a kuregelea, sindio, if I went to study up country, a place where is unfamiliar to me. And if I was able to go there and do civil engineering to where I stand right now, I'm in the government right now, and I think it's a milestone. And if I can be able to achieve that, I think many of us from coast region and across the world can achieve whatever they want to achieve, especially here in Mombasa.
What are healthy ways to deal with pressure or stress as a young person? Okay,
there are healthy ways. First of all, it's important that we agree that there are healthy ways to deal with pressures that we have. And one thing that I've been able to pop up, like use throughout my life is I've been using one quote. Before the quote, I'm a Muslim, so I'm a firm believer of Allah's plan, and I believe in one thing: Allah has set a plan for us, and we are where we are because Allah wants us to be there. And if we are here because of a reason. So the reason that we are here, the reason that we are where we are at that particular time is part of the greater plan. And if you believe in that, I think you can be able to achieve anything.
What does happiness mean to you?
Happiness is something that almost everyone in life wants to have. And personally, I do want to have. But now, how to get there?
How do you pursue it?
How to pursue it now is a whole different concept of it. Now, for me, I look for things that I love doing. Let's say youth advocacy. I am passionate about civil engineering, and but I'm also happy when I see other people thrive. Not just me. I believe in holding each other's hand. I believe in our community prospering collectively as people. And one thing that makes me so happy is seeing everyone in my friends' circle, or rather everyone from where I come from, rather also everyone from different parts of the world achieving their potential, achieving their dreams. That makes me happy. And that's why we came up with such initiatives, mentorship, creating a gap, creating a link between the opportunities and the people. So all those kind of things is ways that I'm trying to pursue so that I can reach the happiness, of course.
And the last one, if you were to choose between money and loyalty.
Okay, that is a very difficult question per se, because with loyalty is rewarded, can be rewarded. So you cannot put money and loyalty like to in comparison. I'll rather choose loyalty over money, because with loyalty I'm able to keep a network. One thing that we lack in these present times is loyalty, and as a youth I am dedicated to create networks, positive networks, social networks that can create an impact. And through these networks is where now you can have all the money that you want to have. You can have all the opportunities that you can have. See, when you have money and then you don't have any loyalty, no one will be able to trust you. You'll be doing business by yourself, I think. And I believe everyone is entitled to his own opinion, but I also believe that through loyalty can get you places that you can never get with money.
As a young person, Ibrahim, to have worked with you in one organization, especially a mentorship. Tell us what is your message? What inspires you to now watoto wadogo wakiwa vile? What inspires you mpaka waongelesha, you talk to them? What really inspires you?
From a perspective of a youth leader, what actually inspires me most is the impact that we can make to these young people. I believe we have a lot of potential for the young people. We all have a lot of potential, but now making them a reality is now where I come in, because like I said earlier, most of the times we are secluded from development as people from the coast region. There is that mentality, people perceiving us as lazy people. And now when we get into these mentorships, we are trying to break the stigma of young people from coast region. We are trying to create an environment that can influence future leaders, can influence future doctors, can influence future engineers, and much more. So what inspires me most is seeing the progressive growth. For example, like me, I'll give you my example. When I grew up, I was very passionate. Civil engineering is deeply rooted in my heart, because when I grew up, I was seeing development, and I was seeing change happening. Like I understand how change is taking place using the engineering aspect of it. And so I decided to be part of that progressive change, to be part of that progressive process of changing lives. So I was saying I envision, it was not about envision, isn't it? From a young age, I was seeing all the change that is taking place, and I decided to be part of that progressive process of changing lives. I know how infrastructure can change lives in terms of connectivity and creating link between the people and where they want to go. That's why that is one of my drive. That is one of the passion that I had. And so I decided now to take an initiative. See, what I want actually is seeing a generation of responsible people, seeing a generation of young minds who are able to create positive solutions, who can make positive impact to the society at large. So if you're having a generation of responsible, capable, brilliant minds, what could go wrong? We can be making a lot of achievements, not only in Mombasa but across the world. So, yeah.
What is one thing that you never had growing up and wish your kids to have?
One thing that I never had when I was young is the ability to influence others and make a positive change to the community. And that is why now I founded an initiative like Great Minds, to be able to fill that gap between the opportunities and the people. And that is one of the things that makes me happy. That is one of the things that create fulfillment in my heart, seeing everyone thriving. And I think one thing that I also believe in is that success is sweeter, or rather victory is sweeter when we are all winning. And as we all know that they're on top of that hill, or on top of that mountain, there are very few people up there. And once you get there, now you realize that there's loneliness up there. So I believe in collective winning. We can all be winning. One person winning doesn't necessarily mean that other person is also losing. We can all be winning at the same time. And I think that's one of the...
As a young person, Ibrahim, that person really inspires you is your family. Mashallah, as a young guy, a Muslim guy, hakuna a better half maybe in your life, maybe wengine ukitoka asubuhi kupigia pasi ya kutengezea, or maybe kuna any news, inshallah maybe soon, or single, or you're off the market, or what.
I like that too. Hiyo swali nikijibu will cause a lot of tension. So I like it to pass.
Well, you have many answers. That's why you don't want.
I don't have many answers. I don't have many answers. I am I am objectively deciding not to answer that.
You committed somewhere?
I choose to refuse to answer that.
Mm.
I refuse to comment on that.
Unauliza nini?
Really twist.
Early twist too.
Unauliza nini? Anyway.
So Ibrahim, kuna as a young guy ambao umesema umekulia hapo country a bit, I believe ukienda nje kusoma, apart from Mombasa, a lot of things difference waona. Pengine what's the main difference between life in coast here na maisha ya up country?
Okay, one of the differences that we have for the people that are living there and the people that we have, the people that we're having here, is that one thing is that we have not decided to get out of the comfort zone. One thing that is very clear, success begins when you get out of the comfort zone. And those people, I'm not saying we have not been able to get out of that, because there are many people who have been able to do that. So when we start going out of the comfort zone, working hard, taking initiatives that we've never been doing earlier in our lives, or that have never been done before, there's room for improvement. And I also believe in expanding the horizon. One thing that is happening to all of us is when life sometimes is here, but now other people want it there, and it's only a matter of your choice now, because you are comfortable with there you are right here. And now when you just decide to get out of the comfort zone and expand that horizon that is there, we're able to achieve a lot. In a few years back, in early 2000 and 1990s, did anyone ever thought of we're going to have a ship that will be transporting people to Mars? So that is one of the things that we can do. Basically, it's just getting out of the normal thing pattern that we kind of do. Let's start an initiative where now we can be creative and innovative, creating solutions that can, influence each and every person that we can have out there. And there's no difference in minds. They're smarter. We're also smarter. And I can prove that by God saying, of course, because in our Quran, Allah has specifically said that He's created everyone at the best of the best shapes. Yeah, not just shapes, the minds and everything. So what only limits us from reaching where we want to achieve, like the full maximum potential we can be able to achieve, is just here. If we just try and expand our mentality and work hard to achieving all that and making all those dreams true, a reality, we're able to achieve. And I believe that there'll be one time that there'll be a proper awakening. And right now it has started, the movement has started, and I believe one day we'll reach where we want to reach.
When it comes to matters concerning empowering youth, there is something known as priorities, especially goals. Kuna vijana wengi ambao mtu ana prioritize kuoa kwanza wakati bado goals zake za maisha hajazi achieve. And I'm trying to create a picture where someone is thinking of having a family yet hajamaliza, yani hajaikile stable foundation kwanza. So according to you, what do you think? Is it okay, or is it advisable for a youth to running to start a family yet kuna vitu fulani especially for goals hajazi prioritize ama hajazimaliza?
Okay. First of all, I want to say this. Everyone is entitled to his own opinion, and every person thinks on like has like a perspective of his own, and my perspective is very clear. In terms of priorities on matters regarding youth, I like to say this: if we can all have a common objective, or rather, if us as the youth, have a common objective which supersedes the individual interest, we're able to achieve so much. But now if self-interest, then we termed it as priorities, comes in between, that's now where we destroy these many organizations that we've been seeing, which have been failing, have been starting and then failing again. So it is important that we establish that objective that we have and those priorities that we have. Let's say we have let's say we have great minds, or rather we have monthly motivational group that we have initialized them. So now if the objective is to empower the youth, and then we bring other interests in between just because of some wind that is passing, that is when now we see the change in priorities in a particular organization or in a particular group, and then now we lose focus, and then now it leads to dissolutions of such kind of things. And well, in terms of like how you asked, in terms of relationships and matters of youth, or rather personal interests and personal life and youth advocacy, I think there's a very clear line in between them. You can still be committed in private matters, and you can also be committed in matters dealing with youth. These are public matters that are close also to your heart. But now there's a clear distinction between personal life, and everything is about priorities. All these require significant energy to do advocacy, and then to deal with your personal life. It requires a lot of energy because you have many things to do. So now, what can assist, or rather what I use is setting time for each and every thing that I have to do. An important aspect is to plan your time. Planning your time very well. Let me say this. I have times that I deal with youth advocacy, and I have time for dealing with personal life, and I have time that is committed for myself only. Because when I have clear lines in between them, I can be able to work effectively. Let me give you an example. I have time for dealing with issues that deals with the community. I have dedicated a specific time to deal with matters that are concerning the community, and because those are the things that makes me happy also. So I try to venture all those kind of things, all those issues 100%. When I do something, I do it 100%. I give it my all. So when I do all this, I don't associate them with personal interest. So when I do matters of the community, I don't associate them with matters of the community. And this is what now makes me sane. If I have my own personal time, mixing it with the youth advocacy thing, I'll be in a state where now I'm confused. I'm totally confused, and I'll get into states of depression and all that. So there's a clear line, and I believe that it's essential for anyone out there to have clear distinguishing factors between this private life and this public life, dealing with the youth advocacy, and also career and all that, and personal development, of course.
We have seen so many youth. The moment they started dealing with the youth, a mentorship, empowering, the next thing they venture into politics. Have you ever found yourself have an interest in any political seat, maybe? Or should we expect you the ballot next time?
Okay, that is a question that I mostly get, and let me say this out loud here, and because this is a good platform, it's essential for me to highlight it. Right now, my focus is entirely in engineering and creating a significant impact. Apart from the career aspect of it, I'm also creating a significant impact to the community that I live in. And why I do that is because I have a deep-rooted passion for my community. Like I mentioned earlier, I like seeing people thrive. It's not just about me. And it's about all of us reaching to where we want to reach, reaching to where we want everyone else to reach. In Islam we say, "Hibba li nasi ma tuhibbu li nafsik." And if I love seeing, let's say, if I love getting opportunities, I also love to see those kind of opportunities being presented to my fellow people or my fellow comrades. And for now, I don't have any political aspirations. First of all, I don't even aspire. I don't want to be a politician. I aspire to be a change maker. I aspire to create significant impact to the society, to the people, to the youth, to the future generation that can come today, tomorrow, and the future to come.
So, yes, Ibrahim, we all know that there's always two sides of the coin. So you've given us the head so far. So what about the tail? You've not, what's limiting you? You said you like to encourage and push the younger youth or people. In short, to the knowledge I've gotten so far, you want to be a mentor and a role model to the boys or the youths, basically in Mombasa, in the old towns.
So just Mombasa.
But specifically, it's always good to start with your hometown.
Definitely.
So at first, if I have to do something, I'll start with where I come from. So for me, definitely if it works, these people are going to shout it out loud to the rest. So I believe currently that's your aim or target. I would like to ask, in regards to the finance bill and the demonstrations that's happening, what constraints or what are the barriers? Definitely it has affected you in one way or the other. Now that you've had the great minds for a quite period of time, you've interacted with so many youths, and maybe you would want to do something amazing for them, you want to change something for them, but we all have those constraints. What's stopping you from doing it now? Or what's making you not do it now and maybe you're going to do it in the later future? What's that stopping you from getting to it? Because since you started the interview to where we've come, you have a certain goal that you want to achieve, but you've not yet achieved.
I have been achieving.
What's the barrier?
Okay. First of all, I want to answer the two sides of the coin thing. Yeah. One thing I've learned a Swahili quote, which says, "Tenda wema uende zako." You don't need to have the two sides. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm an engineer right now, sindio? I am pursuing engineering. I am practicing engineering, right? I am in the national parastatal right now, right? If my career is going well, why do I care about people that are, living in the streets, or people that are, at a lower level than me, or maybe at a different level than me? It's because I also find fulfillment. Like I said earlier, I don't need to have an interest, an ulterior interest in these people for me to make them benefit. One thing that we lack here is the ability to achieve. All these young minds here have greater potential. They have greater potentials and they can do a lot. But now there's all these constraints that are there. I'm making them not okay. In Kenya, we have a lot of challenges. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said earlier, exploring all this potential of these young people is quite interesting to me, and I want everyone to succeed. There's this quote that I also like using, that we rise by lifting each other. So right now I could be lifting someone else only to find out or to realize that I'm also lifting myself up, or rather someone else could also be lifting me up. So we have a lot to achieve as youth, as people. And like I mentioned earlier also, success of this person doesn't necessarily mean losing of this other person. We can all be winning together. And that has been one of my drivers.
What's your parting shot?
My parting shot is the three things actually. I want to put this out there. that we as youth, we have a lot of potential. We have a lot of ability. And once we set our positive mind to that particular thing that we want to do, let's set realistic goals. Let's try and set objectives that we want to do, and let's work on them. Let's be hardworking to achieve all those. And another thing is let's stop worrying. As you all know, worrying is like a rocking chair. It takes you nowhere. It only keeps you very busy doing nothing. So let's stop being worried about the future. The future that we've been worrying about is actually now. So we can only change the future, or influence the future by acting now, acting on the things that actually matter right now. And most of us are mainly focused on the future that we even forget about the present moment. So let's try and stop worrying, live within the things that you have right now, and continue creating positive impact to the society. And lastly, never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Thank you very much.